Thank you, Benny.
All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Woo! It's good to be back home. Collin County. Where are you at? Woo!
Just so
you guys are like, I thought we were in Dallas. Nope.
Just so we're very clear, this was a gift from a dear friend who works on the show.
I didn't give that to you.
Who's from Britain. Y'all see it?
Yeah.
I think something's wrong with it. Does it take batteries? What's happening?
It is. The batteries are old. I didn't charge them last night. Hi, guys, gals.
Hi, y'all.
Apologies ahead of time. We're a little embarrassed. We both wore our beards today. We didn't know we were going to match. Thanks, Mom. Thanks. Mom, sister, cousin, whoever's cheering. Girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Thanks, girlfriend. Show yourself. Who are you?
After the show. After the show. Backstage.
Girlfriend gay. Boyfriend gay. Listen, whatever. I mean, love is love. What does it mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, what does it mean? Here's Texas, and this says, ain't Texas. Although, what's interesting is up here, these mountain ranges. You got the Rockies, and the Appalachians, right there. And now I need a bath.
And now I have regrets. So.
Regrets.
No regrets.
What's the next line? The sage in bloom like perfume, deep in the heart of Texas. I love deep in the heart of Texas. Woo! Still got it.
Lord, sorry, apologies, guys. All right, let's go ahead before we embarrass ourselves some more. That was phenomenal, Gordon. That was fantastic.
Hey, real quick, are you taking requests? I have a request.
Okay.
Can you do all the states?
Yeah!
It's my favorite.
All 50 states? Or which, like?
All of them.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming.
Jared Padalecki, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
I think you said do your times tables now.
The periodic.
Is that the only thing you learned in school? It's the only thing that stuck.
As a matter of fact, yes it is. Without a doubt. Pi? 3.1415963.
Is that cherry or apple? Thank you.
There are people standing up going like, what are they talking about? I have a question. So let's start with my side, which is always the strong side. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Hey, I felt the mountains. I know it.
In the words of Demi Lovato, sorry, not sorry. Let's go over here.
What? You know, your mom's here.
Mom? Hi, Mom. Where are you? Where's my mom and dad? Or where is them? Oh, hi. By the way, so please be kind. The OG Mr. and Mrs. Ackles and Mr. and Mrs. Padalecki are here right now. So thank you from one person. 1 out of 1,000 is still better than 0 out of 1,000. So kudos, and what did y'all do wrong? How do we not? Just teasing. All right, let's go ahead and start off.
Actually, they're thinking right now, they're like, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I had so many better jokes. Hey, you know, so weirdly, we went on a little world tour, and I found out that I was afraid of elevators, so now I'm taking steps to avoid them.
Your bad jokes have reached new heights.
New heights? Steps to avoid them? I get no respect. I get no respect. Understood. Understood.
I'm sorry. He's usually much better. He's nervous in front of his mom and dad.
It's true. It's true.
But he brought his mountains. All right, let's get
All right,
here we go. All right, bringing it back.
How are you?
Hi, good.
Hi. Good, hi.
So, have y'all ever considered racing the Impalas once the series is over? And if so, who do you think will win?
Hey, take it easy. Racing the Impalas. Well, I'll tell you who will win. Whoever wins is the person sitting behind the steering wheel of the one with the 502 under the hood.
Yeah, there's only one that has a big block V8, so I'm fairly certain that's the one that'll win. However, when we do quickly escape with them, the show's over, and get them down to Austin, there is there's a little road course out there called Circuit of the Americas. Maybe we'll go give her a test.
First off, thank you both for just existing. More so
Hold
than
on.
Jared.
Hold on 1 second. You can thank those 4 people over there.
I did. I was like, thank you. Thank you. So my question.
You know what? You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Especially thank you, Jensen. Appreciate that. My question is, so you both have your bar and your brewery. What made you guys decide to open those establishments?
Beer.
Well, yeah, obviously. But like, what made you feel like, you know what, that's what we want to do? Because we appreciate it, trust me, we do.
I think for me, to start, so when I was, Mom, Dad, shut your ears. Shut your ears. When I was not 21 yet, and I had my fake ID, shut your ears. I grew up.
I never had a fake ID. I had a real ID
That said Eric.
that was my buddies who looked like me who was over 21.
Fair enough. Well played. Well played.
I'm just kidding, I didn't.
No. Oh, Alan, Donna. No. He never, ever. But. Bottle water.
It really boiled down to profit margins and investment. At that time, there was a real need for that in the marketplace, and so we really kind of broke it down to what it was going to be from a capital investment standpoint, to a return standpoint.
Yeah.
And then it just really the numbers made sense for that particular. Could have been anything. It could have been toilet paper, but. It just.
By the way, did you invest in that toilet paper?
I didn't because the margins weren't there. But again, looking back at those numbers and really crunching them, really it just kind of that was the one thing that really stood out to both of us. And there's a law that prohibits one manufacturer owning a retail space. So you can't have, it's a three-tiered system, you can't have that, it's only one. There can be a manufacturer, there can be a distributor, and there can be a retail space. He decided to take one, I decided to take the other. We're just looking for the third Winchester to get it distributed.
I'll be that third Winchester.
That's how you debate!
I'll invest if you want. I'm down.
I blacked out, what happened?
Thank you for your question. Hope to see you right there. I got you. Sure. He's got some mountains of his own.
It's like Texas Hill Country.
Someone just yelled, show us! Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? I live in Texas Hill Country, and I know how beautiful it is. 2 miles from the family business. What would you say is the most influential thing that your parents taught you that you're passing on to your children now?
How dare you? Most influential thing. All right.
You want to take this first?
I'll take this first.
Huh?
So,
You want me to take this?
no, I mean if you want to, but I can.
No, I mean, go ahead.
All right.
But we could stall a little bit.
I'm a very lucky dude. I'm a very lucky guy, and I'm a very lucky husband and father and cousin and best friend and yeah. But I think outside of the maybe exterior aspects that make me lucky, you know, I was born tall and white and male. I mean, like, there are things, obviously, like I had some good fortune being born. The world we live in, the country we live in, is made for tall white guys, you know? And I'm very grateful and aware of that. But beyond that...
Pull up. Aboard. Pull up.
I'm pulling.
Ground. Mayday.
Outside of my outside of whatever I look like on the outside, I feel like no, I'm not pulling up. my parents taught me that I should do the best I can. Like my parents sacrificed a lot. They're in the room, so it's weird to ask the question because they're 50 feet away from me. But they gave everything. They gave everything they had. They didn't have the money I have. They didn't have the good fortune I have, where there were 1,000+ people looking at me. But they gave more to me and to my brother and my sister and me, and that's correct grammar. And I know that because my mom's a teacher and my dad's a grammar nerd. So they gave every single ounce of their being to my brother, my sister, and me. And I hope to do as much of a similar job for my 3 children as possible.
Sorry for the turbulence there, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we will be landing ahead of a schedule.
At a different airport.
At a different airport. I will. I could give you a laundry list of things that I hope to emulate to my children that was impressed upon me as a child and a young adult. I will just pick one from that very long list, and that is the gift of laughter. There were always jokes, albeit not good ones. But there was constant laughter in the house, and I hope to raise my children in a house of equal laughter.
So I was wondering if somebody were to sit down and watch the show from start to finish, what's one theme or theme you would want them to take away from the show?
Texas.
Via Kansas. No, it would probably be always keep eating.
I think I was talking about this
Pie.
3.1415926585.
Cherry.
Chairs. I feel like I talked about this earlier a little bit in my property degree, and I feel like one of the things that I learned, or not learned from the show, but was sort of reinforced from my time on the show, which isn't over yet, is that these guys did the best they could. It's almost the same I just talked about my folks, who I think are somewhere over there. They just did the best job they could with what they had. You know, you don't need to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. Just do the best you can do. Work hard, be true, be honest, be loyal, sacrifice, and just do the best you can. And that's kind of what the boys went a bit too far, maybe sometimes. You know, I mean, I didn't. Jared doesn't want to be Lucifer ever. And I don't know who I'm talking so high. I feel like the boys did. The boys, being the Winchester boys, of which I guess I am one, always did the best job they could. So I feel like that's what I would want to live with and pass on.
Yeah, it is. It's the good fight. I think that's a big, through line with this show is these brothers. They fight for each other, and they fight for what they believe is right. And it's I do love that message. In fact, since you're here, and Dad, you may not remember ever telling me this, but when I moved out at the age of 18 and moved to California, there were some great pieces of advice. One of them was, make sure you stand for something, because if you don't, you'll fall for anything. And I believe that the brothers, the Winchester brothers, they fight to stand for something. And I love that about this story and this world and these characters. They fight for what they believe in.
So, we saw at the end of last season that Chuck kind of undid a lot of what Sam and Dean have done over the last 14 years. What would be the most difficult thing, emotionally or physically, for the boys to face again if they had to, and why?
I think the most difficult thing that the boys will have to face is,
Why'd you repeat the question? It's like, they ask us, when do we get interviewed? The interviewers off camera, and they'll say, you know, what is the thing that the boys, the most difficult thing that they'll have to face in the new season? And if you could just repeat the question into the camera, that'd be great. And you did that just now. What would be the most?
Here's the deal.
All right, what's your answer?
Well, here's the point. If somebody's like, hey, what's the scariest thing the boys can face? And I say, bears. then people will see like videos of me saying bears.
That's scary, man.
And it'll be like a GIF or something. There's no context. GIF.
GIF. GIF is peanut butter.
It could be peanut butter as well.
No!
It can. No, me. I'll break my chair again. The most difficult thing. So, Jensen and I finished season 14 on March 26th in Vancouver. We had a couple weeks with our wives and kids and family and friends and homes and jobs, and we went around Europe and then around Australia, well, around Dubai, then around Australia, then went back to Los Angeles and had a several-hour meeting with our producers and writers and sometimes directors. And so Jensen and I know how the show is going to end.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Write this down. I'm not gonna, well, I will absolutely tease you. You watch your try. I feel like I'm not gonna spoil the end of the show. It means too much to me. It's been too long. I'm not gonna reveal the ending. But
I will. I'll tell you whatever.
Just write it down. But I'll say.
Well, Miz, I already forgot, so.
At least you're pretty.
I'll say. I will say that the last scene of Supernatural. I'm not going to say it. I'm just saying that will be the most.
Don't do it.
And then?
No, I don't know. I'm gonna pull up. Nice to see you.
You can just buckle your seatbelts, stow your tray tables. We're going to be experiencing some turbulence.
The most, there's some, I would not like to deal with the Leviathans anymore. I think I'm happy that we put those to bed. I hope those don't come back.
You put them to bed?
Oh yeah.
So they're sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
For how many years?
Many. What would be, you know what, I would like to have another crack at Hookman. Yeah.
Do y'all know the story of Hookman? Or the story of our episode of Hookman? No, the honest story was we shot the pilot, we shot Indigo, and then we shot Hookman. So nothing had aired yet, Supernatural had not aired, and there were some things they wanted to tie up. And so Hookman was the third filmed episode of Supernatural that would aired as the 7th or 8th. because we had to go back and reshoot a bunch of stuff. Now I go back and watch them, like, this is good episode. I don't know, they were like, I think it was one of those, they were trying to get the show picked up, and so we had to shoot, those would get jumped, right?
What? You talking to me this whole time?
Bookman was one of my favorite episodes to watch, because one of those stories that I tell and enjoy being told, you know, around a campfire or something. But it was a funny situation way back in the day, which was a Wednesday. But
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some other, like, you know, it'd be nice to kill Yellow Eyes again. Or
Ruby.
Pull up, abort.
fine, we're fine.
I'm right here.
We're fine. It's fine. We'll just take a tab. That's fine. No, we're good.
I'm fine. I'm not
it's
drunk.
fine. He's had it. It's fine. We'll just, yeah, I'll just tab out if you did. That's great. Thanks.
Seriously, Ruby.
No, we're good. It's fine. I think she said Luby, like the cafeteria. Yeah.
My bad. My ears.
Yeah, it's all right. It's fine.
Cool. I'm gonna go stretch.
You know, it's fine. We're good. We're just
Cool.
thinking about that chicken fried steak at Luby's. That's
Luann platter.
a little Luann platter.
I've had some really good platter as well.
Good times. Good times. I would say if there was one thing that we've dealt with in all of the 307 episodes of Supernatural that we've filmed, if there was one thing that I would really love to not have to deal with again, that would be the bees. Yeah, I could do without the bug episode ever again. If those come back, I'm out.
You know what? I would literally the most uncomfortable I have ever been, or the least comfortable I've ever been, was the spitting thing, where there was the guy who was like siren. And he had to like blink on me, and it was supposed to land in my mouth. It was nasty. And I have a weird thing about spit. Like, if you punch me in the face, I'll be like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's going on? You spit on me, I'll kill you. I mean it. Like, I have it's a weird thing. You can kick me in the shins, you know, you can hit me in the crotch. I'd be like, whoa, what's going on?
It's true. When I talk to him, I don't face him. Just in the off chance that a little thing comes out.
I mean, it's
like this. Hey, Jared, listen.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking about maybe what we're doing.
That sounded like spit.
Nope, I swear it wasn't.
Okay.
Wait.
Dude, what's wrong? What's up?
Nothing. I'm good.
Okay. That wasn't spit, right? That was your.
And this is coming from somebody who, do you remember the when you killed the hellhound and that it was like you were laying on your back and you sliced him open?
I killed a hellhound?
Yeah, you did. You know why? Because you're not a loose chester.
Nor are you, good sir. Well played. So
what was the question? What are we talking about?
What makes you uncomfortable?
I don't know. Did we come close to answering all of your questions?
Yes.
I hate getting spit on.
Thank you. Wasn't the question, but there you go.
She's like, I asked which highway to take to San Antonio.
My question is, yesterday I asked Misha, what's one thing that can make him so happy he gets into the empty? And he said, Sam and Regine saying like they miss him, happy birthday, Merry Christmas.
Will you say that first sentence one more time for me?
Huh?
You asked Misha what makes him happy and getting into the empty or something?
No,
What makes him happy? Oh, I see. Yeah, I got it. Sorry, it's like a weird echo.
Okay. And that's what he had said. So I was wondering if, like, this season Sam and Jean would do anything that would, make Misha happy, like, say they miss him or show some type of gratitude for all the things that he's done for us. I mean, Castiel.
Yeah, we got it. Thank you. No, we got it. No, understood. Thank you. I think one of the things that I enjoy most about Supernatural, unfortunately, is that, well, I want to say it first. I feel like and I'm saying this out of the blue, if Castiel were to pass away again, I guess, and go to the empty, I feel like the way we would show Castiel's gratitude would be to keep doing what we're doing. I don't think it's something, I think the way the Winchester brothers have lived has been, if you lose somebody, you keep on fighting the fight. You keep on doing the best you can. There's no time to grieve. And I don't think it's a good, I wouldn't recommend it for a human being that lives on the planet Earth outside of television. But I feel like there's not a lot of grieving for the Winchester brothers. It's sort of like you cry for 20 seconds and you get up and you move forward. And I feel like that's the way Sam and Dean Winchester showed their gratitude, is by continuing to risk their lives and work hard to make the world safer. I love you back. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I think it's the best way to honor them is to keep doing what you think would make them the proudest. What is it they say? Get busy living or get busy dying. So I don't think the brothers have a give up mentality or since we lost Cass, what's the point mentality. I think they've had their ups and downs, but I think when it really comes down to it, the best way that they can make sure that the lives that they have lost along the way weren't lost in vain is to continue fighting what we were all fighting for.
If you had the chance to change anything about the show, like a little detail, an episode, a character, even an entire season, what would it be?
It would be set in Norway.
That's really cool. Or even in Tromsø, maybe.
And where?
Tromsø.
God bless you.
Watch your mouth.
Remember Tromsø from one of the episodes?
God bless you.
Watch your mouth.
I like that you don't know where it is.
I always wished that, it's a small detail, but I always wished my brother wasn't so short. We do this thing sometimes where we'll get his bow legs and straighten them out, and he's my height. Honestly, there's a bit of if I'm here and he's here, we'll straighten his legs out, and he's tall again. And we'll straighten his legs out. Oh, he's right there. I didn't realize. What were you gonna say?
Maybe more trips to the barber shop. It's like having a sheepdog in the car. There's not a shop vac out there that can get it all out.
True story. Guten Tag. Or What is Norwegian for thank you?
Talk.
God bless
Calm
you.
down.
God bless you.
Watch your mouth.
You can say talk.
I play space lines. Talk to you.
No, we're asking you to talk. What is it? How do you say thank you?
Thank you is talk.
Talk.
Or tusen takk.
Tusen takk.
Don't do that. Don't say that stuff. God bless
I
you.
feel like I need to go wash my mouth out with soap now.
Tusen talk.
Tusen takk.
Tusen takk.
And
Tusen takk.
thanks for coming all the way from Norwegian. Pretty awesome. Felt pretty special.
I really thought you were going to be. You missed a Jared one there, because she was like, I came all the way from Norway. I so thought you were going to go, Norway!
I have a thing about Norwegian. I said.
But you missed it. You missed it. So I took it. Yeah.
Hi.
Rock and roll, baby!
Who do you guys fanboy over?
I didn't understand that question.
Would you geek out and go total nerd mind blank?
Yeah,
Like we do when we meet you.
I don't do that.
That was just like a. Someone in the audience over here literally just went. Rob Roy.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Get this person a drink.
Anne Boleyn. Yeah, she's dead. Yes, no, head cut off. Thank you for reminding me.
Who would fanboy over? I don't. Yeah, I mean, I've seen him actually, like, the cool just evaporated from him so fast. I didn't know what happened. And then I realized.
I didn't either. I didn't know what happened.
I realized he was talking to Eddie Vedder, and I had to remove him from the situation. Just knowing how embarrassed he was going to be after I told him what he was talking about.
Here's the actual story. I'm gonna say it. I'm not a smoker, but we had gone to a charity event, and Eddie Vedder had played with himself on the guitar and some of the things. I pick you. So we after the event is over, I'm talking to I think Adam Sandler or something. Like it's like maybe 60 of us.
We had no business being there. We were really not famous enough to be at this event, but there we were.
And Eddie Vedder comes up to talk to whomever I'm talking to. I think it was like Sandler and another person who maybe was David Spade or something. And he comes up to like say hi to his buddies. I happen to be in the group, and he's smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, play cool, play cool, play cool, play cool. Hey, is that real? And he's like, huh?
I'm standing next to him, and I'm like, what did he just say? Is that real? I'm like, and there it was. It was like a vapor cloud of just anything cool that resided in Jared's body just left. And I was just looking at this shell of a person Hey, is that real? Yeah, this.
Hey, is that real?
Yeah.
You mind if I do some of it or something? I mean, no biggie or whatever, but I'll do some too. Thanks, man. Thanks, Eddie.
No, man, you can keep it.
True story.
And this is what I did. I'm like, thanks, Eddie.
But he's over there.
Throw the cigarette now.
I have a cigarette.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't
That was
get
the best was.
I couldn't get him out
Thanks,
there
man.
fast
That's
enough.
good. No, you keep it.
No, man, you can keep it. And he was totally cool too. Like, he couldn't have been cooler about it. He was just like. And then just watch this poor person fumble with something that he's never used before, and then offered it back to him as if it was like, thanks for letting me borrow your smoke, bro. And Eddie was like, he just kind of smiled and he was like, no, man, you keep it.
Yeah, so that's who I nerd over. Thank you very much.
I fortunately have not, I don't think, had a moment like that I can think of, because I avoid them like the plague. If I see somebody that I admire or that I, think I might act anything close to what he did, I won't approach them. In fact, I have this thing like, people ask, oh, what are some actors or some musicians that you really admire? And I'll maybe list a couple, and they're like, well, why don't you could probably meet them. And I'm like, I don't want to. For two reasons. One, I might act like a fool. Two, they might act like a fool. You're stronger than I am. No, I also don't want that, my perception of them tarnished, and you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. You guys scored with us.
Thank you so much for your question. Her name is Nicole, and I'm going to sell her out right now in front of everybody. She says to me, I don't want to sit down, I'm too short. Welcome, SPN family, to Nicole from the SPN family.
What is your question?
One of my favorite episodes is French Mistake, so my question is, if somehow your character was to take over your body, and what would be the most noticeable difference, and who would be the first person to notice?
Again, since I'm Nicole's phone, I'm just going to say that question number 2 is literally, what do you consider your sexiest moves?
Can we decide which question you answer?
Can we opt for question number 2?
Yes, all right, here we go. pretty sexy.
I think sexy like weird.
He also did the Ackles elbows right before.
No elbow. Elbows.
I've got one other sexy move.
Alright,
If that doesn't do the trick, this one really puts it over the top. You ready?
That's hot.
I'm telling you, never failed.
It works 100% of the time to get people to leave. So what was the question again? Not about sexist moves?
Alright.
I feel like I lost it.
What was the other question?
If your character was to take over,
Hey, let's not go down that road.
That's my sexist move?
if you were taken over by your character, what would be the most noticeable difference and who would notice first?
I was taken over by if we were taken over by a character, fine.
For me, probably voice and anybody who talked to me.
If I was taken over by my character, I don't think I would talk so much because Jared talks a lot. Hey, take it easy.
Go ahead. It's good.
Would you say that?
He didn't say anything. He said this.
Or if anybody saw me eat, yeah. Yeah, so I feel like if anybody talked to me or saw me eat, they'd be like, wait, you're not eating as much. Are you Sam Winchester? Hey, you're not talking as much. You're not Jared Padalecki.
Wait a minute. You're not sweating as much. Are you Sam Winchester? And you have a team of people toweling you off between takes?
True story?
Yes, he does.
Nicole, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicole.
That was it. Last question. There's no more Dennis, it took us 3 years to get back here, and it's been a fantastic experience. If Jared can come again, big round of applause for Mr. Jensen and Jared Padalecki.
Just another heart, you risk.